Libra. My name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your March 2016 forecast for the month. I am happy to be here outdoors. It's a beautiful Southern California day. And thank you for joining me and subscribing and liking and sharing these videos, and also for your support on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison, Astrology and Tarot. I am using the Connolly Tarot deck by Peter and Eileen Connolly. It's a very Celtic deck. The design on the back, very Irish for March. And I thought the colors were really pronounced for spring. So I'm bringing out this deck for the month. And let's just jump into the forecast. I'll shuffle while I am doing the astrological forecast. And for those of you new to my channel, I incorporate the astrology in the top half, and then I do a tarot spread at the bottom half, and incorporate the two into the forecast. So, on the top of the month, on the 5th of March, we have Mercury moving into the sign of Pisces. So, this is a really positive energy for your 6th house of health. Mercury being details and communications, and the analytical and informative information planet into the 6th house of daily work and routine, and daily regimen and diet. So you might receive a lot of information from doctor's appointments. It's really great to get them handled from the 5th of March. Going forward, we do have 2 eclipses this month that I will get to. So, and one of them hits you directly, Libra, the second eclipse. So the top half of March is really great to tend to appointments before it can get a little tricky. But Mercury is direct, and on that same day, Mars moves into Sagittarius on the 5th of March. So this is bringing a lot of stamina and feisty energy to the 3rd house of communications. Watch the road rage at this time. Watch your temperament while you're driving. Mars can be irritable and show some aggression, and the 3rd house rules the vehicle and your communication. So watch your tone when you're delivering information to people. Mars can give you a little bit of a bite, so just be really present with your speech. Saturn is also in this sector where Sagittarius resides on your chart. So Saturn is going through a retrograde on the 25th of March, and he's going to retrograde from the 16-degree mark back to the 9-degree mark. So in that 7-degree sector of Sagittarius is where you're having your Saturn review. He's causing a little restriction in this house for you. This is the 3rd house of communication. You might feel like you don't get everything out that needs to be said, or you're just weighing the speech and seeing what really is worth saying and what you can kind of hold back on. Saturn is restructuring this area for you, and there might be some limitations, maybe with your siblings as well, the 3rd house of siblings and the neighborhood. There could be some restriction in how often you're seeing your siblings, or perhaps with the vehicle itself or local travel. There's lessons learned in the relationship with your siblings through the winter solstice of 2017. When Mars is conjunct Saturn, it could be feisty energy, but it's not detrimental. I know that Mars is going through another retrograde, and that's into, I believe, next month, back into Scorpio. But when he's next to Saturn in the 3rd, there just is a little tension with that, with the doubling, the coupling of those 2 planets. Saturn will retrograde on the 25th of March through the 13th of August, so it's quite a while with him in that reverse position, slowing down. On the 8th of March, we have our new moon total solar eclipse. This is at 18 degrees of Pisces in the 6th house, where there is a planet, a party of the planets. The moon and the sun and Mercury enters this sector. We'll mention that on the 5th of March. But Neptune and Chiron are also stationed in Pisces. Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid, and Neptune, the ruling planet of Pisces, comfortably stationed there. And soon, Venus will join this sector. On the 12th of March, Venus enters Pisces. So the new moon total solar eclipse is in this 6th house. There is a fresh start to health regimens. This is a day to implement a new diet, to really focus on the routine that you have in the structure of your day, your daily routine, the hours within your day, your 9-to-5 job, the position at work. The details of this is the hours within the day, the very structure of your day could be having a newness, a fresh start, and no better time than March, because we have our vernal equinox this month. It's the first day of spring coming up. So you have Venus meeting this sector as well on the 12th into Pisces, so a ton of planets are in the 6th house. It does wonders for those of you who haven't been feeling very well. You have Venus, who is harmony and balance in the sector of health. So that's great for ailments or things that have been lingering, because Venus tends to smooth over the sector she's in. So you'll see things running a little more smoothly in regards to the health. On the 20th, the Sun enters Aries. This is your polar opposite sign, Libra. This is your 7th house of partnership and marriage, business partnership as well. Also, it's the first day of spring. It's the vernal equinox. Happy New Year to the Western astrologers. And it is I say Happy New Year because everything starts in Aries in astrology. And when the Sun enters Aries on March 20th, that is our first day of spring, and there's such a sense of newness that happens around the vernal equinox. It's time for beginnings. It's not time for closure. It's time for beginnings on the 20th of March. And Aries is a fire sign, first sign in the zodiac, but it's your 7th house in astrology. And it's a time of action, ruled by Mars, this Aryan sector. So a lot of stamina and energy in this sector for relationships. If you're looking to link up with someone, the Sun in Aries is a great place to start for Librans. And if you're in a marriage, this just increases the connection, I believe. If you're interested in a business partnership, you could find that you're connecting once it turns spring. You're connecting with the right people. You're being brought the right relationships at this time to start business. Mercury follows suit a day later on the 21st, entering Aries as well. So he quickly jumps out of Pisces. He has 16 days there in your health sector, attending to appointments. And then on the 21st, he joins the Sun in your relationship sector. So Mercury in the 7th is a great transit for online dating, because he's communications and rules the speech and the analytical process. If you're analyzing potential suitors, Mercury in the 7th house is very positive for that. On the 23rd, we have our full moon lunar eclipse at 3 degrees of Libra. So the eclipse is falling right at the beginning of your 1st house of self. You want to take it easy around the 23rd out of the month of March. Even though eclipse energy can last several months, there's a closure happening in your life, Libra. You are starting new things, but you're also putting an end to the past. With the full moon eclipse landing in your 1st house, there's an awareness here of what you can release now. It's always best to let go in a full moon and to start new in the new moon. Jupiter is trining Pluto this whole month and will continue to be in this trine between your 4th house of home and your 12th house of intuition. All the way through the end of July, Jupiter will be trining Pluto. Jupiter stationed in Virgo, Pluto in Capricorn, the Earth trine between the two of them, which just means they're 120 degrees away from each other. It's a harmonious aspect, a trine. It's not like a square where there's tension and problem solving. A trine is, you get some of the best aspects of Jupiter's abundance in the intuition sector. A lot of Librans are very psychic right now. There's a lot of expansion to the subconscious mind, the 12th house of the mind and intuition, and your dreams. Take note of your expansion of the dream sector. You could be very intuitive through sleep, through messages at this time. and Pluto stationed in Capricorn in the 4th house of home and mother. You'll be getting some information about where you're headed or if you're staying put. It varies for every Libra. But let me get to the cards. I've been shuffling throughout the reading. I want to tell you a few things. I have another appearance tomorrow, February 25th, on Goddess Alive Radio. I'm a special guest, and I'll be taking callers live for 1 hour. And if you get in early enough in the queue, you can get a free tarot taster with me on the air, on the radio. And the information is on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot, as well as motherhouseofthegoddess.com. Also, if you'd like to read with me, I read all through the week, and you can book with me at audreyallison.com by selecting your desired reading length via the PayPal button at the bottom of my appointment request page. And I'll get back to you in an email and set that up with you. And one more little ditty, one more piece of information. I am a new instructor, and I'm very excited about this. I am writing and designing a course for mysteryschoolofthegoddess.net, also motherhouseofthegoddess.com. It's the same umbrella. And I am teaching a course called The Magic of Tarot and using your intuition and divination abilities. So I'll have more information regarding that in March. It's taking me a minute to write the course, but I'm very excited. That way I can connect with you outside of just getting readings. You can take a course of mine for a small fee. And it's an 8-week course that I'm designing. So we'll have more information about that. But let's get to the deck and get to the tarot to see what the cards are for Libra for March 2016. The Nine of Swords. Although this card is very beautiful, look at the colors. They're so deep and rich. They remind me of blooming buds of spring. You know, this card looks well enough, but it does denote a little bit of strife. And you have to face your fears also with the Nine of Swords. If you're feeling intimidated or your mind is getting the best of you, it's saying to face what you're fearing mentally. Let's see what else comes up, though, before we do a summary. The Six of Coins. Beautiful cards. Shared resources. Loans. Property. Investment. Receiving connection with loans or money from friends and family. Two of Coins. More coin cards. Balancing of your time. This has a lot to do with the 6th house also in the tarot. Balancing what needs to be done with work, weighing opposition in work, what's right for you, what's not right for you in regards to how you're earning your money. The Two of Wands. You have the Two of Coins and the Two of Wands. This is a beautiful card. You have a few outcome cards that I'll get to. But my board is falling a little bit. The Two of Wands is not only the lovers, the passion, Hermes and Aphrodite, Venus and Mercury, same thing. It's connection. The fire is also creativity. And see how he has the world in his hands? See that little globe he's holding? There's a lot of prosperity that could happen if you are into a creative endeavor. But I'll see what else comes up here. 7 of Wands, more fire. 7 of Wands. There could be competition around this creative endeavor for those of you Librans who have an entrepreneurial spirit and you're starting a new creative business or a new creative path, maybe in that 7th house of business partnerships, looking for someone. You do have competition around you. That's healthy, though. Healthy competition is good when you're starting a business. It keeps you on your toes. The final card, and the 9 of Wands. You have a lot of fire towards the end of the reading. You have starting it with the 9 of Swords, the coin. 9 of Swords, the struggle, a little bit of tension and thoughts that get carried away. Starting with the Nine of Swords and ending with the Nine of Wands is a much better energy. It is taking you out of the strife mentally and maybe putting into action what needs to be implemented in your life in either creative endeavors or in competitive areas of your life, at work, or I really want to say what you're creating. This could be a lot of artists out there, a lot of Librans who are weighing out whether they keep their full-time job, do they make a break, how much money do they need, you're budgeting, you're reassessing the finances. You might take out a loan. You might be offered money from a family member to get started in some kind of business. I'm hearing that if there are competitors, to just stay focused on you. Don't read too much about what everyone else is doing. It really is your own private situation that you're handling. You don't have to compare and contrast with any competitors. It's just good to have them be a little bit of a catalyst for you and keep you going at a pace where you're not too behind in this project. So if you're starting off a little bit worried or having anxiety about this, know that things are coming to you. The world is at your fingertips here. The world is at the palm of your hand. And you could have relationship or partnership that comes in to guide you in March. And since your 7th house with the Sun and Mercury on the first day of spring entering your partnership sector for 30 days, the Sun, that's very positive for getting out, getting social, being seen. The Sun is the life force, so it's on you. And you could find yourself a potential marriage partner because the 7th house is not lighthearted dating. It's very connected. Potential positive partnership energy. Thank you so much for joining me, Libra. I'm wishing you a beautiful March and a sweet day. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.